Hi everybody, welcome to this stretch session today by Lift. This is being recorded especially for the Wolves Business Club, and so I hope you can find 20 minutes or so to take time out, to chill, to relax, follow this session and hopefully get to feel generally pretty good after it. A couple of key principles to bear in mind for the practice, one of which is the breath. The breath is very important and I'll guide you into that. But essentially, we follow a nice, chilled, regular pattern of breathing. That's going to help us stay calm and control what's going on in the inside. And if we can do that, if we can relax, then we get to explore a greater range that's available to us. And then secondly, the only person's level that you really need to be concerned about is your own. So please do try and let go, try and ignore that little voice in your head that's telling you you should explore the stretches a little bit further, a bit deeper, be guided purely by what you feel. So today I have got a couple of blocks. They're not essential. You can either work without them or maybe grab hold of a few books. And so let's get started. So we're going to start off in this cross-legged position. If you want to use a block or a cushion, prop yourself up to give yourself a little bit more elevation, and feel free to do so. And now we're just going to start to soften the gaze, maybe even close the eyes. I'm just going to turn attention to the breath. And so we're going to be looking to take some nice deep inhalations all the way up, filling the lungs all the way up through the nostrils. And we're going to hold there for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to empty the breath all the way out as far as we can to the bottom. And so get into that. We just want to try and use the diaphragm as much as we can. And so to try and help regulate that, we're just going to begin by just putting hands on opposite shoulders. And as you take that deep breath in through the nostrils, if when you take that breath in you feel your shoulders visibly lifting by more than a centimetre or so, then we're moving our upper body too much. So we really want to try and contract from here. So we're going to try that again. So in again through the nostrils. Nice and slow, long, all the way to the bottom of the breath, out of the mouth. I'm going to try and keep the shoulders as level as we can. We're going to go for that again. We're going to place our hands on our chest. And again, what we're looking for here is minimal movement from the chest as we take those deep breaths in. So we've got the diaphragm to be doing all of the work. So I'll leave you to take a few more rounds of breath on your own, but this time if you want to hang the arms heavy, wherever they might land, palms up or down, on the knees, in the lap, on the ankles, it really doesn't matter. Just take a few moments just to settle in, just hang heavy. So next we're looking to keep a nice straight back as we breathe in. I'm just going to walk the hands out in front. We're looking to hinge at the hips. Just walk the hands out so I'll start to get a nice pull and a nice stretch on that lower back. Walk it across to the left hand side. Back to centre, and now all the way across as far as is available to the right. Just let it go there and bring it back to centre. Okay, so now I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to place it on the outside of my right thigh just above the knee. I'm going to take my right hand out behind me. I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, sit up nice and straight. And on that exhale, just start to twist the whole torso around as far across. So you're looking as far behind the right shoulder as you can. So another nice deep breath in, sit up nice and straight. Exhale. And one more. And then release back to centre. Now bringing right hand to the outside of the left thigh, just above the knee. Left arm now behind me. Inhale, sit up nice and straight. Exhale, twist. Just bring it back to centre. Okay. Now we're going to take it to the hands and knees. And what we're looking for here is hips stacked directly above the knees, hands directly above the shoulders. We're just going to shine the backside up to the sky, and before we walk the hands forward, we want to keep the hips in this fixed position here. So as we walk the hands forward, we don't want to be collapsing like this. We want to keep the hips static. And now we're just going to start to walk the hands out as far as available to us, and when you find your spot, just start to allow the forearms and the elbows to sink towards the mat, and also let the weight of the head and the chest hang heavy, and also go closer to the mat. So we're going to be staying here for the next minute or so. Let's give a nice stretch out of the shoulders. If you find your range increasing, there is the option to walk the hands a little bit further out, but again, be guided by how you feel. Remember that nice, long, slow, relaxed pattern of breathing. That will help you regulate, that will help you be calm. Find yourself relaxing into this posture and you want to extend a little bit more. There is the option to take the chin to the mat. Very gently, very slowly, start to walk the hands back in with these stretches as we extend our range gently and slowly. It's important that we also are kind to ourselves and we exit out in the same way. So now we're just going to do a little bit of activation on the quads. And at this point, if you had blocks, maybe you want to grab them. And we're basically going to look to try and sit glutes back onto the heels, keeping the knees grounded. But of course that range might not be available to all of us. So if you want to raise the hips, use the blocks or whatever you have available, a little bit of support, and feel free to do so, or maybe just simply hands on the floor. Start to gain comfort, start to get confident in this position. I'm going to stay here for the next minute or so, and as you relax, you might feel your glutes returning closer to the heels. So it really doesn't matter if they get there, just know that's the direction in which we're headed. These practices are never about achieving a particular outcome or getting to a particular destination. It's always the journey, the progression, and enjoying the experience. So once you found your spot, just lock in, and again, soften the gaze, maybe close the eyes. go with anything else, just focus on that nice, long, relaxed, slow pattern of breathing. Start to come out of that very, very gently now. Just start to shift the weight to the hands. Might not feel it, but that one's a pretty good stretch for the knees as well. And maybe you want to shake the legs out at this point. And so now we're going to start to open up the inner thighs and the hips as well. So it's going to bring the soles of the feet together. So as ever, there's no right or wrong. If your range is somewhere down here, or if you're right up close to the pelvis, there's no right or wrong, only what is right for you. So I'm going to be round about here. And I'm going to clasp hold with the feet. And I'm just going to almost pull the chest through the shoulders, sit up nice and straight as I inhale. As I exhale, I'm just going to allow the back to round, almost as though the centre of the back is being pulled away from me, and allowing the head to hang heavy and the chin tuck into the chest. Inhale, pull through. Exhale, round. And take one more round of that. So inhale, pull through. Exhale, round. So we're now going to allow the inner thighs and the hips to open a little bit more fully, using only body weight and gravity, so there's no need to force anything here. Just let the body do its thing, but maybe take it back down to the elbows or head and shoulders to the mat. And we're just going to spend the next minute or so. And hopefully, particularly on the exhales, you can feel the inner thighs starting to open more and the knees creeping a little bit closer to the mat. A few more rounds of breath in. Okay, so now just taking the hands to add a little bit of support to the outer thighs, just slowly squeeze the knees back together. Send the legs long, and maybe you want to give a little bit of a shake. And we'll just take a few moments to reset from that inner thighs opener. Okay, so now I'm going to draw the knees vertical, raising the feet off the floor. And I'm going to take my right hand on the outside of the left thigh, just above the knee. I'm going to take my left arm out into a T shape, and I'm just going to encourage the knees to fall over to the right. Whether they reach the floor or not doesn't matter. If your range is up here and that's where you are today, that's absolutely fine. Try and keep that left shoulder grounded. And I'm also going to take my gaze over to the left. I'm just going to stay here for the next minute. So my right arm, just adding a little bit of gentle encouragement, nothing more than that. As you lie here, just start to scan head to toe where you might be hanging on to any tension, where it's not serving you well. And if you can, try send the breath to those areas and try to release that tension. And now just bring the knees back to centre, now taking left arm to the outside of the right thigh and allow the knees to fall across to the left. And as I do that, I'm going to try and keep my right shoulder grounded, sending my right arm out into a T shape and my gaze all the way across that right arm. Okay, so now we're just going to rock ourselves back up into seated position. And now we're going to send the legs, we're going to sit crossways on our mat, and we're going to send the legs out wide as is available to us. So here's your range, then feel free to stay there. I'm going to be around about here. So I'm just going to untuck any flesh from beneath the sit bone. Take a nice deep breath. Raise the hands up high, keeping a nice straight back. I'm just going to allow the hands to fall onto the mat in front of me. So this is, again, one, just work with where you are. If you don't have much range here, then just accept where you are, there's no need to worry. We're certainly not looking to force anything here. We're just going to let body weight, gravity naturally do their thing. Just going to stay here for another couple of breaths. So I'm just going to walk the hands back in. Now I'm going to take the sole of the right foot, I'm going to place it on the inside of the left leg. So that can be here down by the calf, just above the knee or close to the pelvis. The only thing to try to avoid is straddling the knee with the sole of that foot. Now I'm going to try and keep my hips central. We're going to try and turn our torso so it's facing the path of that left thigh. Now with your, you can take your left hand behind to give a little bit of support. With your right hand, just going to grab onto whatever is available to you. We're going to start to stretch out that hamstring and the lower right side of the back and the hips. And so if your range is here and that's what's available to you, I invite you to stay here and then just allow the weight of the chest and the head to fold in the direction of the left thigh. If your range is a little bit further down, close to the ankle, or maybe you can take a hold of the outside of the left foot, and feel free to do so. Find your spot. I'm just going to relax here for the next minute or so. And as I do so, as I relax, I can feel the head and the chest just venturing, albeit nice and slowly, in the direction of the left knee and the left thigh. Again, just use the breath. If you are able to grab onto the left foot, that's a nice opening for the left calf as well. And gently release very slowly, just return back up to an upright position. And we're going to send that right leg back out into its original where it was. And of course, where we've worked one side, we need to balance that up. So I'm now going to bring the sole of the left foot into the inside of the right leg. I'm going to use my right hand behind me for a little bit of support. Nice deep breath in, sit up straight. Grab onto whatever is available to you. And then just start to allow the chest and the head to fold over that right thigh. So if your range is up here, and that's it for you today, good for you. Empower yourself, give yourself permission to be where you are. Doesn't matter where you think you should be, just again, ignore that little voice in the head that's telling you you should be pushing harder, should be going deeper. This is your moment, this is your time to honour yourself, to let go, to chill, and to restore. Just a few more breaths here. And inhale, gently release, and we're going to return to that cross-legged position where we began as we bring the session to a close today. If you found this practice useful, then thank you so much for tuning in. Feel free to share it with whoever you think might benefit. And also I'd like to mention the good cause that's strongly supported by us belonging to the Wolves Business Club, and that is of course the Wolves Foundation, who do so many brilliant things for people who've happened upon hard times in our local areas. So please, if there's any way you can find to give support to the Wolves Foundation, whether it's dedicating time or a monetary donation, all those monies and time they put to such a brilliant cause to help people that really do need it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your time, and see you soon.